Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare, we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory. We give you peace. We give you honor. We give you blessing. We give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you. The fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name. Ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to another edition of Yes You O Cube. What does O Cube stand for? One-on-one, because it's just me and you, y'all. It's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader. Let me get myself situated here. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. I'm trying to get my studio right. I've been doing a little bit of everything in the meantime before I came on here, and I just wasn't quite ready, cheerings. Anyhow, I want to welcome you on this fine day, y'all. It's Tuesday. Can you believe that? It is Tuesday, September the 5th. Is this September the 5th, y'all? Yes, it is. Oh, no, it's September the 6th in the year 2022, and I'm just glad to be here, and I'm glad that you're here with me. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Thank you for that, Den Darn. Y'all keep me on my toes. Keep me on my toes. I have such good people in this den. I'm telling y'all, I just don't know what to say. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But at the end of the day, I'm so glad to be here with you this morning. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of Yes You O Cube. And we're going to get this party started. We're going to get it crack-a-lacking. You know how we do it in here, you all. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. I tell you, I'm excited. I'm excited about what's happening. You know, we say it all the time. We're not the in crowd. This is the in crowd because it's happening. And truly, truly, truly it is. I feel good about that. Well, let's look and see who came in this morning. Who came in and got in Grandpa Holmes's chair. We're going to start right there, and then I'm going to jump right in. We're going to touch on a few things, but this is probably just going to be a session today where I'm going to just share a little bit about my journey, and hopefully it'll help you all along the way. But I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel, you know, there's a scripture that talks about a peace that passes all understanding. I just feel peace. I feel relaxed. I feel good all down in my shondo, and I'll talk about that in a minute or two. In the meantime, let's talk about who came in there this morning. Always beautiful people come to the Lion's Den. I want to start first and foremost with Den Darn. So much love to you all the way over there in the UK. I love you, sis. Thank you for coming in. She always comes into the Lion's Den roaring, praying, anchoring the folks down, sending all kind of hugs, all kind of royalty, all kind of love. And that is all reciprocated right back to you, Den Darn. Thank you for coming in here this morning. Now, when we get to the third person that came into the Lion's Den this morning and is going to get a seat right over there on Grandpa Holmes's chair, it's none other than Truck Driver. Let me get that picture going. Because I want y'all to see his handsome face. Truck Driver, come. Okay, there's the drum roll. Truck Driver, go ahead and sit down over there on the love seat, my brother. That's my Mufasa. That's the Lion King. And you be safe out there on them there highways, my brother. So many great things in store for your life. I'm telling you. Get ready. Now, the second person to make it into the Lion's Den this morning was none other than Shelly Thunder, you did that. Come on in here, sis. I appreciate you. Yes, get your lips, hips, and your fingertips and go ahead and have a seat right over there by Truck Driver, and let's enjoy the rest of the day together, shall we? Now, the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is none other than Sassy Cassie, otherwise known as Cassandra Isaiah. Come on in on here, Sassy Cassie. You are the winner. Uh-oh, let me get the winner up there. Hold on just a second. I'm moving kind of slow this morning. There you go. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Get your lips, your hips, and your fingertips, and go ahead and have a seat right over there, my dear. Go ahead and have a seat right over there. Yes. I want to keep getting that horn in there for you. So much love to you. I appreciate you guys. You guys are just the best. There just no words for it. You are the best. Now, let's go ahead and you know where I go right here. Get that mod love out. Go ahead and get that mod love out because the moderators in the Lion's Den are a blessed trinity. You know they are. I appreciate. Listen, and let me say this about them. They are so precious. And but at the same time, they do have BAHM ministry. Y'all, if you were in Rebel's stream on yesterday, there was some malfunctions and as is uncommon really for the Rebel Inc. She got to talking about some of the things that have been challenging out here in these Twitch streets as she has been a streamer. Baby, when I tell you this blessed trinity right here, these three ladies right here are beautiful for situation, but baby, they will get you when they need to get you and they will cut you. I said, ooh, Jesus. And I just want to say this, Den darn, for somebody, you was in there just a praying. And then at the same time, I got this homicidal spirit that felt like somebody about to get cut up in here. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Let's get it going. But these beautiful ladies, they do their job, but they also do not play. They have BAHM, and yeah, you know what it stands for. There she is right there, y'all. That's the first part of this beautiful blessed trinity. Shelly Thunder, that's my girl right there. Yes, she is a moderator. I call her the prophetess. And baby, Michelle Brownell and Shelly Thunder, if you could have seen them in action yesterday in the Rebel Inc. stream, I laid down and I just laughed till I cried. Listen, y'all, cuts. Den darn shot up the whole place, Rebel. Den darn just came. Listen, let me find it. Den darn, she was cocked and loaded. I said, ooh, all the way from over there in England, Den darn said, I got bullets. I was crying. I said, oh my God. But listen, Shelly Thunder, she was holding it down. And then, of course, you know, we come for it. Listen, just make it plain. And let me make it plain. If y'all are going to come for the Rebel Inc., just know you gonna get this smoke. You gonna catch these hands and you gonna get some smoke. If you mess with the Rebel Inc., yes, that's my day one. That is my Ace Boon Coon. That is our leader of the pack. Den darn, you had me dying. I mean, I was cracking up. At the end of the day, it was all about this one right here, the Rebel Inc. Because listen, don't play with my girl, because the girl don't play with nobody. Don't y'all come for her. Don't y'all listen. And Truck Driver has made it known he'll ride from Louisiana. He will ride from Louisiana if you mess with his girl, the Rebel Inc. So let me tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, it was funny. And then the third part and I call her the Galactic Supervisor. The third part of this blessed trinity is none other than Michelle Brownell. These beautiful ladies are beautiful, but baby, they will roll up their sleeves and get their Timbs out on you. They are not playing. And I love it. Because you know what, at the end of the day, the Rebel Inc. is worthy of all of that. We gonna ride or die with the Rebel Inc. These beautiful ladies make up my mod squad, and they are just the best ever. I love every last one of them, and there's none like them in all the earth. Thank you for sending that mod love out there to them, because they deserve every heart, every ounce of energy, everything that you can send their way. And one of these days, soon and very soon, we just gonna have a day and a time to honor and appreciate these mods in here because they work untiringly and they are the best. Now, I just had to go there because, baby, they had me cracking up on yesterday. I laid out. I just flat laid out because it was funny. And then, darn, I think you were the leader of the pack. I ain't never seen you rise up. I said, Saints, y'all better leave a sister alone because sister is mild-mannered. But, honey, I got a vibe from you on yesterday, then, darn. I got a vibe from you. I love y'all. Now listen, come on. I want to take this time, and you know where we go from here. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out, because this is where I like to just come around and say good morning to everybody. As my mama said, if you walk in the room, speak to somebody. Yes, honey. The Rebel Inc. got to talk about people that won't speak and lurking and carrying on and stealing and thievery. And next thing we know, she was disconnected. However, I appreciate those of you all that come in my chat. And again, for those of you all that do want to just lurk and be out there, but you ain't stealing and doing all kinds of thievery, we want to appreciate you as well for coming into the stream and spending your time here in the Lion's Den. With that, I want to say good morning, good morning, good morning. BTD Mom, I see you, my sis. Come on in here, and mad love to you. The bishop, the one reason, the bishop of Twitch, he's invisible, y'all. I call him my invisible bishop. He's not really here, but he's here. Good morning to the bishop of Twitch. That's my guy. I love that man. I'm going to tell you, if there's ever a brother that stands 100% in support and solidarity, it is one reason. This brother, he's the real deal, y'all. He's the real deal. Come on in here, one reason. Even though you're not here, I see you. Good morning, Stacy 546. Come on in the room. I love you. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking an MCP 812. I see you in the room, sis. That's my sister cousin, and mad love coming to you. Truck driver, that's my Mufasa, y'all, and I love him. Happy Tuesday to you too, my brother. Come on in the room. The Rebel Inc., as I said, is the galactic supervisor, and just let me tell you, don't play with my girl. That's all I got to say to you. Don't play with my girl, because we will come for you. Yes, we will. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking out who else is in the Lion's Den this morning, because I love every last one of you. Yes, I do. I'm checking it out. Who was the next one in the room that came in? BTD Mom, I think I got you. And not your average guy, my brother. Thank you for being in the room this morning. Greetings and salutations to you too as well. Din darn, she's in the room, y'all. I'm telling you what, that's my sister, and I love you. Good morning to you. Tall Pumps is pumping tall. Good morning to you, sis. It is so good to see you in the room. I love you. Come on in here. Mad love to you from the Chi-Town. Oh, there she is, y'all. I'm going to talk about her in just a minute. I'm going to talk about her. Fairly all day, my dearest friend. She's in the room, y'all. Good morning to you. Oh, my goodness. And you have blessed my whole life. I'm telling you, we're going to talk about that too. King Coogee, that's my sire. King Coogee is in the room. Man, I always have to appreciate, you know, those first days, those first comers that just come and they support you and uphold you. He's a day one. Don't know this brother from Adam, but he's been my brother from day one and been by my side ever since. King Coogee is a streamer. If you are not following him, please, please, please follow him. He's a whole vibe and a whole blessing. I love you, King Coogee. I do. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking out who else is in the room this morning. We running a little light, but that's okay. It's a Tuesday morning, and I don't know about y'all where you were, but it pure stormed here last night. I mean, the hail was beating on the windows. Listen, I was trying to figure out what in the world is going on, and it was the storm, child. I mean, that hail was beating on the house like the mafia had come and was trying to kick in and break the house door down. It was really cutting up out there, y'all. So I imagine at this point we got folks probably in the bed and everything else, but nonetheless, we're here, and I appreciate you. Ooh, I see y'all talking about cutting folk in there. Stacy said, not only do we cut and deep. Ooh, I'm
I'm telling y'all. Oh, Fairly, it was something else. But I'm telling you, they got them straight because, baby, let me tell you what, Shelly Thunder she's using the right moniker. She said Shelly Thunder because, baby, she's a whole thunderclap. Do you understand what I'm saying? All by herself. Honey, she be quoting them scriptures and putting them out there, and then in the next breath, baby, she be done clapped you up. She's a whole clap. You better ask somebody. I'm coming on down. I'm looking and I'm booking. Did anybody come in the basement while I was upstairs? Let me check it out. I love y'all. Y'all so beautiful. Coming on down. I think, is it just us here this morning? I don't want to miss anybody. And I'm like Uncle Joe. I'm moving kind of slow. I've been up working since. Woman Unsilenced. Oh my goodness. That's my sister. I appreciate this woman right here. Woman Unsilenced is a streamer. I'm going to ask, if you are not following Woman Unsilenced right now, go over there, click that link, follow her, hit the notification button, because when I tell you she has excellent programming, she really does. She's a phenomenal woman and a whole vibe all by herself, but her programming is excellent. And so please come on. I want to encourage everybody that can and will. And if you're available, when you get that notification button that she's on, please tune in, share and host the stream, because she's doing some excellent programming over there. I love you. And I'm so glad that you're unsilenced. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking, and Cassandra Woke came in the basement while I was upstairs. Come through. Good morning to you. And I see you're working and lurking. I appreciate you on this fine day. Coming on down. And is there anybody else that came in the basement while I was upstairs? Let me look and let me see. I'm checking it out. Let's see. Before we get ready to talk about what had happened was Michelle Browno is up in here. Come on in here, my sister. I done talked about you. If you didn't hear me earlier, I was talking about you and Shelly Thunder in Rebel's room yesterday morning. Y'all the real deal. And you bet not mess with my sisters. That's all I got to say about that. Now, I think I got everybody. I appreciate and I hope I didn't miss anyone. Because each and every last one of you are so important to the Lions Den and important to me. So let's go. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. Let's get this party started, because this morning I got some stuff on my heart. I just want to talk. But before we get there, we're going to go ahead and do what had happened was while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. So let me do some, we're going to get rid of the cup. And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to come over here and we're going to get in the right screenshot here. Whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. There are a few things that happened that we're going to talk about this morning. Now, I tell you what. My energy this morning is not about a lot of negativity, because I have a whole lot that is on my mind and a whole lot that's going forth. And you do too. So I want to use our time together wisely and make it as productive as possible. But I do want to touch on a few things that happened while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of energy on this, but just to be made aware, the late breaking news this morning was about Russia and the fact that they have teamed up with North Korea. And that's almost like, man, to put those two, she is a thunderclap. I just looked up and saw that, Rebel. Shelly Thunder is a whole thunderclap. I just want you to know. Now, I'm looking at while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, and not feeling that this particular partnership is going to be the best partnership that could be. And, you know, I tell you, Russia and North Korea together, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Good morning, K2 Hoop. Come on in here, my sis. So much mad love coming to you. Nothing but love. I love you. I looked and I saw. So they're in the headlines this morning, bright and early, because they have teamed up together, and North Korea is now providing millions of rockets and artillery shells to Russia in this dastardly war that they're in over here. And I tell you, enemies will come together and be friends when they have an agenda. So here we have a good indicator of such, because I don't know if under any other situation, under any other circumstance, you'd find these two being bedfellows. But I'm just looking and I'm booking and I'm checking it out. I just feel like this isn't a good, this doesn't bode well for somebody. So I'm not going to get all into that. And I'm not a fear monger. I don't say that with Dr. Dady Priest. Oh my goodness, y'all. Listen, I told you I'm going to talk. I'm just going to talk from my heart at the end of this stream. I'm going to try to get through while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. But in the meantime, this woman right here, Dr. Dady Priest, engagement matters. This is the whole vibe right here. I love me some Dr. Dady Priest. If you are not following Dr. Dady Priest, quit your wicked ways. I mean it. Quit your wicked ways and follow her right now. She will bless your whole life. Good morning to you, Dr. Dady, and come on in the room. I appreciate your presence just being here. You make a difference. You make such a difference just by showing up on the scene. Thank you. Now, again, as we talk about this new partnership of bedfellows between Russia and North Korea. As I said, y'all coming in here, Crazy Berrytown. That's my beautiful friend. Good morning to you. She is a streamer. She will Zumba you to Zion. Y'all go out there and follow Crazy Berrytown. She is also one half of Good Grief that comes on Fridays in this channel in the Lion's Den. If you all, I want you to follow her. If you all will, just get on her radar, or put her on your radar, I guess is the more correct way to say that, because she's always a blessing. There is nobody like Crazy Berrytown. She's one of a kind. Love her to life. Now, again, just to make you aware of what's happening on the world scene, I'm not going to get us into a state of fear mongering and all of that good stuff. Just know that they have partnered up. And with the millions, that's the headline, millions of rockets and artillery shells that North Korea is now sending over to Russia. I tell you, pray for the people, because somebody is suffering behind all this insanity. Somebody is suffering behind all of this. And for what? I am that 60s baby, so I have to come out singing the song of the 60s, one of the songs of the 60s, War. Good God, y'all, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Somebody, did you hear me? You heard war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. So there you go. That, when I read that headline this morning, was not comforting to my soul. But I wish everybody would sing, "Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, study war no more." And I mean that with all my heart. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I, again, just wanted to make you know, make you aware. So the next thing that they talked about, as we looked at the idea that there's a change going on in our climate situation, they're bringing up the climate crises and saying that the doomsday glacier is just holding on by fingernails. And, scientists are, and I'm going to show you this little pic that they have of what we are seeing. And again, I'm not going to run the video, but I just want you to get an idea. That should be one big, massive, solid rock of a glacier. That's what that should be. And at this point in time, that's what it is. So, Royal Confessions, there's my Iron. Come on in here, Iron. So much love to you. And listen, you're my shining star. Come on in here. I love you, sis. Now, that is what we currently are witnessing of what should be one big, massive ice glacier. And so, yes, the doomsday scientists are saying, listen, y'all keep going on about your business as if it's no big deal. However, the environment, it is a changing. So as we see these big glaciers just melting away into water as if they're nothing, please, please, please understand. I hope that everybody in this stream this morning, under the sound of my voice, will really take to heart, what do we need to do to start changing our behaviors to strengthen the environment? We've accosted it, we've attacked it, we've done everything we could to it negatively. Now it's biting us, it's biting back. It's not just fighting back, it's biting back. So now that it is biting back, I think we need to really stop and take seriously, what do we need to do and how can we help to change? Last night, as I said, I was talking to Royal Confessions on yesterday, and she had shared they were having just mad, crazy storms there in Fort Smith on yesterday. I said, girl, it's clear here. Well, shoot, I spoke too soon because baby, last night, the storm that we got, and matter of fact, the power went out, and I thought, Lord, this is my first go around here in the city of Anna. So I'm new to the Texas area. I was like, I hope this is not the first indicator of going for periods of time with no utilities. So while the storm was storming, honey, the utilities went out. It sounded like, really, it was like, what is going on? All of the noise and the sound of the violence of the storm. I was like, oh my God. And I told somebody, I said, I had just talked to Royal Confessions earlier in the day, and she was talking about the rain they had there and what they got up there in Fort Smith. And I was telling her, child, we ain't got nothing. But baby, when I tell you it cut up last night and made up for it, I'm just trying to tell you, it was the weather was mad. The weather was mad. So understand, Scratch Wolf, good morning to you. Come on in here. So glad to see you, and welcome to the Lion's Den this morning. Not your average guy. You said you think you heard that Rome, Georgia got almost a foot of rain in less than an hour yesterday. Man, that water was not playing last night. And I haven't even actually gone out to look and see what it looks like outside my door today. As far as all of the hail was really what caught me off guard, because it sounded like somebody had just come to the house with baseball bats and were just beating on the ceiling and the walls and the glass. And I was like, what? When it first started, I was like, what is it? I'm sitting in my room and I kind of set up and I was like, what is going on? Baby, that storm was mad. That storm was angry. So at the end of the day, a foot of rain in less than an hour, it was coming down. So I don't know where you are and whether or not you got any of that weather at all, but definitely it was not playing. It was not playing. So as we see all of these different changes in the climate, we see all of these different changes in the weather, we see all these different changes going on here, there, and everywhere. Let's be conscientious about how we're treating the environment, because at this point, it's really going to be a matter of trying to get back on our feet. What we've destroyed, what can we do to pull it back? We've already done so much of the damage, but what can we do to pull it back? We really need to think about that. So I wanted to just interject that as we talk this morning, and let's keep it moving. This story here, and I have some educators in here. This story here is just, I wanted to show this one particular picture, but it's gone away. But I'll tell you this story as a special interest story that they ran this morning. It talks of a young boy that was actually in the classroom at Uvalde who hid under his desk as 19 of his classmates were shot to death. And the little boy is insistent that he does not ever want to set his foot again in the classroom, in a school building, period. Now, you almost have to say, can you blame him? So as they were interviewing him, this was so heart-wrenching and telling. He basically said, I don't want to go back because, and these were his words, they're not going to protect us. Now, for the educators that are in here, I got you fairly. You're listening and driving. For the educators that are in here, for those of you that may have school-aged children, I just wonder, what is your sense of feeling that little boy? And I thought to myself, how old is this little boy? Here, I'm gonna show you this little boy. It finally rolled back around, so I can show it to you for a second. You know how your screen just keeps in that rotation. This little boy is traumatized, and I'm sure he's not the only one. I see you, Stacy 546. He's not wrong. He is traumatized, and the parents and the staff and yada, 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 yada have been trying to talk to this young lad and convince him. Now, they're saying they're getting ready to have more police, more presence of people to protect you, da, 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 da. And as you see the caption, he said, it doesn't matter because they're not going to protect us. I wonder the psyche and the state of our children as they have to endure seeing, and they've heard about it. I know we as adults, we as parents and or protectors of our children, we try to, if we can, we try to give our children a sense of safety, a sense of being protected. But at this point, I just look and I say, how do we recover from something like that? I don't know, because basically what these children are experiencing and witnessing on a regular in this country, this child's fear is not unfounded. It's not an unrealistic, how you have children that are anxious and fearful and having anxiety about going back to school just on a natural, because that's what kids do. Do y'all remember the first day of school and you had butterflies in your stomach and your palms were sweaty and you wondered, are the kids going to like me? What kind of teacher am I going to have? And all of that, how well am I going to do in school this year? And will I be able to comprehend the material and understand it? Will I do well? And yada, 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 not to mention whatever I'm dealing with at home and abroad. And so you walk in those first days of school with a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. I cannot imagine what these children are feeling like as they go back to school. But even as this young child that refuses to step a foot in a school building, can you blame him? Can you blame him? I say we can. Because at the end of the day, and any of the teachers that are in here that, how do we even work to start turning this kind of scenario around, especially in a country that still refuses to do anything about gun control? And I don't care what anybody says. You can run around talking about the First Amendment or the Second Amendment, all you want to. At the end of the day, when the Second Amendment becomes more important than people feeling anything about the care for children's lives that are being slaughtered by these semi-automatic and automatic weapons that are just killing people in droves for no reason. how can you then come back and provide any level of peace of mind and security to the kids to feel like we can go back? MCP 812, more security ain't gonna help. More security is not gonna help, and especially if they're gonna run like the other people did. If anything, they may be, guns in the hands of scaredy cats is one of the dangerous things that you can do. Putting a gun in the hand of a scaredy cat is one of the worst things that you can do. You gonna shoot yourself. You gonna shoot somebody else. I'm looking, and I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but there's so much discussion that's going on right now about the young man. They served a search warrant on an apartment. They apprehended some people in the outer area, and they had a dog. The dog went to the door and was barking. Tall Pumps, that makes you think all about the violence in schools now. Is there going to be a policy for children that have been traumatized in school, especially when it comes from within the school? Come on with that. Especially when it comes, this baby laid and hid, and it was just the grace and mercy of God that he didn't get shot. This baby laid down and hid while 19 of his classmates around him were slaughtered like animals. And then we want to send him back to school. We want to send him back to a classroom. We want to send him back under the guise of there's going to be more protection and more security. That means nothing to that child. Like he said, it doesn't matter. They're not going to protect us. So there's no, I don't know. I just feel like there's almost no sense of returning from that kind of insanity. Yerdy, come on in here. Howdy to you and good morning. Good morning. Come on in here, and so much love to you. More teachers, less guns. Come on here, Scratch a Wolf worldwide. More teachers, less guns, and better pay for the teachers as they're going in there. These people are going in. And it was a matter, they're giving all of their resources to our young people to help us raise bright talent. But now they're going in risking life and limb to try and not only teach our children, but protect the children from maniacs that are out here unbridled with every kind of weapon under the sun. And instead of dealing with the issue of the guns, we'll do everything but address the issue. Listen, babies, the issue is, and it's not the guns, it's the people with, listen, that whole, miss me with that. Miss me with all of that conversation, all of that talk that people love to do. Miss me with all of that. Those guns are cocked and loaded and in the hands of crazy folk, and folks that y'all say are not crazy, but at the end of the day, they're in here shooting them up like the wild, wild west, shooting anything moving. And at the end of the day, no ma'am, no sir. And I'm gonna say it like I said earlier, when you put a weapon in the hand of a scaredy cat, that's one of the worst things you can do, which unfortunately is representative of many of the police officers that are on the force. Baby, they shoot to kill, and they'll shoot when anything moves just because they're scared. If you're that scared, sir, if you're that scared, ma'am, because you took an oath to protect, defend, and to serve, if you're that scared that every time you turn around you feared for your life, you're in the wrong job. And please stop giving them weapons, because they're out here killing us up. And they want to arm the teachers. So no, arming the teachers isn't going to help. Arming the teachers is not going to help. So is that going to make our kids feel any safer with a teacher who's strapped? We would do well to get down to the truth of the matter, Tall Pumps. These guns are a problem, but we'll let the gun manufacturers and all of the people that want to keep running around talking about their Second Amendment rights, at the end of the day, will allow this continue to perpetuate. Come on, Michelle. We just talking about what God loves, din darn. This is the truth. Y'all know how we do it in here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tells it like it T-I-Z-tis. And I've made this point now for a few months now. The biggest and fastest growing area of law enforcement are law enforcement officers that are leaving the system and going to the schools. Why, beloved? Why? We need to stop and ask ourselves why. Mac TTF, there she is, y'all. She is a streamer. So much love coming to you, sis. I'm so glad to see you on this fine day. Come on in here this morning. So much love to you. Please, if you're not following Mac TTF, please follow her. She will bless your whole life. She is the sweetest spirit. I tell you what, good to see you this morning and welcome back to the Lion's Den. Not your average guy. Makes me wonder at what point God has seen enough. Not your average guy. I tell you what, we need to be saying, I've seen enough. We need, and yet God sees all and he knows all, but we need to be saying, I've seen enough, and we have the power to make a change. And I appreciate waiting on God, and believing God's going to rapture us up and all. But listen, babies, let's take the initiative and the power that we have, and let's stop this madness. Michelle, and harassing the kids. Come on with that. Talk to me, sis. Talk to me. Barbara Hardy is in the room. Come on in here. That's my these are they friend. I love you so much. Come on in here this morning, and it's good to see you. So much love. So much love. Yes, Tall Pumps, the officers are going into the schools to and this is the thing. Why? I want us to pay attention. Why is that area so attractive and so appealing? And I'm sure it has to do with dollar bills too, because I'm sure there's a nice pay for going into the school system. And in that instance, you don't have to deal with grown folks out on the street. You can manhandle these little kids. And these are, at the end of the day, little kids. These are little children that you're going in and manhandling like they're grown people. Number one, because you're scared of grown-ups on the street. I said what I said, and I'll say it again. You're scared of grown-ups on the street. So you'd rather take your cowardly self and go into a school with little kids and manhandle them instead. Or when a person, one armed shooter withstood numerous armed police personnel, and they stood for over 70 minutes and did nothing, while they listened to the screams, to the cries, and to the slaughter of helpless, defenseless people. Y'all, I just don't know what to say. But at the end of the day, I have to, my heart, and when I saw this picture of this young man, my heart just went out to him. And I said, my God, what are we doing to the kids? What are we doing to the children? And at the end of the day, I heard his heart. I heard his trauma. I heard his pain. And the question begs to be answered. How are we going to answer it? How are we going to counter it? How are we going to turn that thing around? We really need to be talking about it. We really need to have that conversation, because I think we take it lightly until it happens in our school. We take it lightly how these children feel. And I'm talking about everybody's children, because whether or not they say it, many of these children are going to the classroom top of their brain, because they're wondering, when I walk in school today, am I going to walk out? What are we doing? So that story right there, it's good to have you back. It's good to have you back, Mac TTF. Yes, officers going into the schools, and here we have to deal with, and we need to talk about what we're doing, putting cuffs on 6-year-olds. And listen, at the end of the day, thank you for following. I appreciate that. We've got to really take this into some serious consideration, and let's start making some conversations, because our children matter. We all matter, but our children matter. I read that story this morning and it just wrenched my heart. I understood. I got it. I definitely could feel that child's pain. But then the question begs, what is the answer and how are we going to turn that thing around? Listen, it's got to happen. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. It irks you. Your child is scared to go to school because of the lack of support from security and fear. She is 6. Mac TTF. She's 6. I mean, what can I say, y'all? 6-year-old children scared to go to school. Scared. And not unfounded fear. And if the truth be told, many of our parents with school-age children, they are harboring that same fear as well. They're just trying not to show it, and they're trying not to speak it because they're hoping, God forbid, please don't let that happen to my child. This is not the direction that we need to be headed, but it's real talk and it's real conversation that I feel like we need to have. So Mac TTF, I get it. I get it. In my heart, it's hard to embrace an idea that 6-year-old children, this is what they're dealing with. And you know, it doesn't have to be this way. That's what I will say. It doesn't have to be this way. So I just wanted to touch on that. T Summers, come on in here, my sis. There's my friend. There's my sister. Come on in the Lion's Den, and we're so glad to have you on this morning. Come on in here and make yourself at home. Now, and that's why I said I was a little bit reluctant to do a whole lot of conversation about what's in the news. There's a big story that's still developing about the young 20-year-old that was shot seconds after the police officer. Now, you know, this is so crazy to me. You come in and kick in at 3 o'clock in the morning where people are asleep. And number one, I don't even know that you're in the room. And within seconds, I'm dead. I'm shot dead because you said I didn't respond fast enough. I did watch the video. I'm not going to show it here today, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the story. But the video, for the purpose of really showing, they're telling him, crawl, crawl. He's resisting. He's resisting. The boy was dying. Within seconds of the time that they opened that door, and the police officer started screaming, hands, 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 hands. Papa, he'd already shot. Then he started hollering, hands, 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 hands. And then he says, crawl over here, scoot over here, scoot over here. The boy's crumpled on the bed. So they handcuff him as he's crumpled on the bed. And they say, he's resisting, he's resisting, he's resisting. And his vape, they thought was a weapon. Now, they saw the vape on the bed, and before they stopped to look, the boy was still groggy and half woke. You can see the body cam footage. The boy was in a daze. Well, yes, the boy's in a daze. I'm in here sleeping in my bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not anticipating I'm about to be kicked in on. And at the end of the day, before I can respond or do anything, I'm shot dead. That story is definitely at the top of the news conversations right now. Another 20-year-old black man dead at the hands of the police, sleeping in his home. And at how many times are we going to tell this same story and just fill in the blank with a different name? I don't know, but it's just heart-wrenching. So there's that, there's that conversation. And at the end of the day, these are the people that are supposed to be here to protect us. And at the end, Scratch Wolf is just like, you just can't anymore. You just can't anymore. And I'm not desensitized to his story, and I'm not desensitized and prayers going up to his family. But those of you that have been here in the Lion's Den, how many times have we recounted and retold this same story with just a different name, Yurdi? Just a different name. So that's brewing out here in these streets. I'm sure if you haven't heard about it, if you haven't seen the video, you will in not many days hence. But there's a lot of stink going up about that. I just don't know what to say. And that's in Columbus, Ohio, where definitely they have issues up there. Columbus, I don't know what's going on with y'all. This is the second time in short order that there's an investigation launched once more and again against that particular police department, because their numbers of police killing unarmed black men is just off the chain. So I just listen, that's why we come in the Lion's Den. Not to talk about that, but to bring about a change. And that's why today, I don't even know what time it is. Okay, it's a little bit after 8. I'm going to just shift gears because everything this morning was so negative. I was like, I don't want to come on here and just have a whole myriad of negative things to talk about this morning. But that's the stuff that we have to choose from. It's just that kind of trash. It's just that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, now the one last thing I will do, the nation's poor state has used the welfare money to pay Brett Favre. I put this on earlier. Dr. Dady, I saw your response to this. This story right here is just, and people want to say, but he paid it back. Why did you take it? And first and secondly, you paid it back after you got caught. It's absolutely sickening. This problem should have been fixed, corrected long ago, Scratch Wolf. It should have been corrected long ago. But we just keep going through the same. So I'm going to step away from those types of conversations a little bit on today, because it's the same soup warmed over, same candy bar, different wrapper. And we just keep going through this process. And at this point, when is it going to change? It's definitely tiring. This story right here about the poorest state, in the nation using welfare money to pay for Brett Favre's speeches that he never made. T. Summers, it's a birthday in it. Oh, come on here. Come on. You ain't said nothing but a word, y'all. Y'all ain't said nothing but a word. Today is T. Summers' birthday. And before we get into unpacking this story right here, you know how we do it in the Lion Den. It's your birthday, T. Summers.
Hey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Sis, happy birthday to you, and thank you for coming in today. Appreciate you spending your birthday time here in the Lion's Den. What an honor for us. I tell you, what an honor for us for you to spend your time here. I wish you all the best. And may this year be one of the best years that you will ever experience in your life, or at least be the start of it. And great things to you. Happy birthday. Now, I'm looking and I'm checking out how in the world, for speeches that this man never made. Now, y'all know they just loved Brett Favre. Loved him. Now, at the end of the day, who in the world had access to the till from the welfare funds to pay this man? And why did he take the money? Kai Chick, good morning to you. Come on in. There's my evangelist. There's my sis. So much mad love coming to you. Come on in here. Why did he take the money? Now, after he got caught, then he gave the money back. Or no, he didn't give all of it back, but he gave some of the money back. The poorest state in the union, and they take money out of the welfare till to pay Brett Favre for speeches that he never made. Right, not your average guy. He gave the interest back. It's just that, you know what? Could it be? The devil. Baby, at the end of the day, this ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. It's a whole mess, Michelle Brown, and he knew better. We know he knew better. And at the end of the day, this whole idea that, okay, I gave it back. Listen, these types of scenarios, while we don't have money for programs, we don't have, and you know, don't come at me talking about, you know, we're tired of being a social state, that we're not socialists. Why are we taking care of the poor and because you're supposed to. How about that? Because you're supposed to. And Azalea, come on in the room. So much love coming to you. Good to see you this morning. Good to see you. Come on in here and make yourself at home. It's the straight up Diablo loose in the land. So here you have a man that needed nothing. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? This man has made all kinds of buku money in sports. This man will continue to make all kinds of buku money in residuals. And you take money from the poorest state and pay him for speeches he never gave. It's just dastardly, y'all. It's just dastardly. And this is the kind of thing that really we need to scour through our systems, scour through the till, and identify where is our money going. And at the end of the day, somebody needs to be held accountable. Now, y'all talking about he took the money. I want to know what happened to the individuals that wrote him the checks. Who wrote the man the checks and where they at? Because somebody needs to be in trouble. Shelly Thunder, she's in the room, y'all. She's in the room. Come on in here, sis. I see you. We were talking about you earlier. You a whole thunderclap. Come on in here, sis, and good morning to you. So at the end of the day, I look and I listen and I say, you know, this story right here, it ain't no reason under the sun why Brett Favre should have ever in this life been paid for speeches he didn't make, but then been paid out of the welfare till of the state, of the poorest state. I'm going to keep saying that because I want you to get the fullness of this picture. Not only just getting money out of the till, but out of the poorest state in the union. Y'all paid this man buku money for speeches he never made. Mac TTF, he needs Jesus. He needs Jesus, and somebody needs jail. Somebody needs to go to jail. If we really knew how much of our money is misdirected, not your average guy, and that part right there, and I'll say this, people and folks can get mad at me. Folks can get mad at me all day long, but I'm gonna call a spade because this is my thing. Y'all pay your money to not-for-profits. You pay your money in taxes. You pay your money in all of these different areas. He should have to make a speech as to why he thought it was okay to steal that money. I hear you, Aunt Azalea. That's the speech he needs to be giving, Kai Chick. Now, listen, I'm going to say this because this is my arena. This is my territory, and this is what I deal with. It actually works my last nerve. You'll give to the Cancer Society, and I'm not saying don't do it. We'll give to the Cancer Society. We'll give to the Heart Association. We'll give here, there, and everywhere. We'll give to Red Cross. We'll give to Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, with some of them out there molesting your children. We'll give all of these different dollars here, there, and everywhere. We'll give and pay our taxes and da-da-da-da-da. Don't ask a question about how our money is spent. But when you come to church... I'm going to tell what God loves. When you come to church, you want to know where every dime went, and you want every dime accounted for. Now, I'm going to leave the devil up there and Dastardly. Dick Dastardly's up there to say amen when the walls and the people won't. Y'all give your money all these different places, and as not your average guy said, this money gets misdirected, misappropriated, and everything else, and y'all just keep right on giving y'all's money. But when you come to church, you shut up your pocketbook on the basis of we don't know where the money's going, and 9 times out of 10, the ones that want an accounting of the money didn't give any. It just takes me out. I want transparency. The church should be transparent with my money. Number one, your money ain't in the plate. It ain't in the till because you didn't give none. Number two, you put your money plate every place else, and you ain't asking nobody else to give an account of every penny that they spent, and they misdirecting your money. They out here paying off pedophiles and abusers. They doing everything under the sun with your money, and you ain't asked nobody to show you a record of nothing. I said what I said. I said what I said, because baby, that just takes me out. I want to know, we need transparency in the church before we give. You ain't asked nobody else for transparency. Listen, this is Yes You O Cubed 101. And I'm not saying the church shouldn't be transparent. I'm saying stop being a hypocrite, because at the end of the day, all of these other charitable funds that you give out, you ain't asking nobody how they spent your money. You only do it when you come to the church house. And I'm going to say it once more and again. Most of the people that want transparency to see where the money's being spent, you didn't give any. Oh, am I talking to anybody in here? So, while we were on that point of misdirection and misappropriation of funds, I just wanted to say that because it was, I'm telling you what, it gets in my craw how we will have money going everywhere, money misdirected in every direction, and we just keep right on operating. We just keep right on chilling out and dealing out. We just keep right on till it comes to the church, then y'all screech and put on brakes. So there you have. You back for real now? Come on in here. One reason is This baby right here, he is the bishop of Twitch. He is a supporter. He is a lover of people. I love this man right here. If you're not following One Reason, please quit your wicked ways and follow my brother. Please do it. Won't you? Won't you come? I feel altar call right there. Won't you come? Won't you come? So at the end of the day, no one would tell anything, even if it was asked. Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you what. I've always been blessed to operate in places where it's been complete transparency as far as in the ministry, and I think you're talking about government and those different areas. But I'm just making the point that we don't ask anybody else to be accountable, not for profits included, but we definitely want to go there with the church. But the government, you need to ask. So this is why we need to show up at meetings. This is why we need to show up in places and spaces and say, as the people, this is our money. We want an accounting. Where is it going? And somebody needs to be able to tell us something. And I think the tendency is we are not going to show up. And since we don't show up, they just go on and do whatever they want to do with your money. With your money, even if it's misdirected and misappropriated, like this situation where Brett Favre was paid for speeches he never made out of the welfare till. I'm going to keep saying that. Out of the welfare till. Ooh, I said what I said. So at the end of the day, there's so much of this, and I'm going to agree with Not Your Average Guy. I would surmise and guess there's a whole lot of misdirecting and misappropriations going on. But until we as a people start showing up and demanding and insisting that there be some kind of accounting for this mess, it's going to continue. It's going to continue. So I'm gonna stop with that story right there, because listen, that when I read that the other day, that just ticked me off. Now, that's welfare. Now that's welfare, sir, Mr. Brett Favre. That's welfare. That's giving whole new meaning to being on welfare. When you will take money out of the welfare till for speeches you never made, you, sir, are on welfare. How about that? They gave that dollar that was the folder truck driver. It was folded up so tight it took 30 minutes to unfold it in the church offering plate. You must be a deacon at the church, child, because you know how that money come in all folded up and all tight wadded together, honey. Folks don't want to know. All I gave was $1. That blessed dollar. He received the money, and money went to a company in which he was a large investor, and there's still a lot to uncover. Come on with that, Royal Confessions. Come on with that. And so at the end of the day, thank you for that. At the end of the day, I want y'all to understand, we talking about, why we got to help this person and help that. That's not, we're not a socialist country. Baby, if that ain't socialism for that white brother, I don't know what is. If that ain't welfare for that white brother and his companies that are out here skimming money, and I'm going to keep stressing the point, the poorest state in the union. The idea that we can victimize and take from the poorest of the poor and get away with it. That part right there. That prevailing mindset. That part right there, Brett Favre. That part right there. That we can continue to take advantage of the poorest of the poor and get away with it. No, Brett Favre. No. And I don't care, all of you sports fans that just love his dirty draws. No. on, Michelle. We'll never know how much of that money got misappropriated. We'll never know how much of that money got misappropriated. And only return some of it because he got caught. Come on with that, Mac TTF. So how many millions did he make during his football career? Not your average guy. How many millions did he make during his football career? Can anybody answer that for me?
Asking for a friend.
But you got to steal money out of the coffers and the till of the poorest state in the union from the welfare of all places. I tell you, I just keep saying that because I just want y'all to see how dastardly, that's just dastardly. And I'm going to say it once more and again. Could it be? Could it be? I want y'all to get the full brunt of this, y'all. The devil and his twin brother Beelzebub. And endorsements, one reason. Endorsements. That's what I said. He's got money that's coming in all kinds of ways and in residuals and everything else. And to take this money away from the people that really need it and keep right on picking and grinning. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. It speaks to, and y'all can say whatever you want to say. It speaks, in my opinion, to the heart of the man.
You shall not pass!
I don't care how good you throw a football. I don't care how the ladies rant and rave over you. And I don't know, y'all can help me because my eyes ain't seen it yet. I obviously ain't seen what everybody else is seeing. But at the end of the day, all of the millions that you've made, and you're going to do something dastardly like this. At the end of the day.
You shall not pass!
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Brett Favre has a net worth of $100 million, but he stole from the poor. Michelle, he stole from the poor city. Ain't that a shame? Ain't that a shame? Tens of millions stolen, Royal Confessions. So, I just don't know what to say. In them Wranglers. One reason. Mac TTF, he has a special place he will end up. Listen, this is just dastardly. But the people interviewed could not receive assistance to pay their utility bills, Royal Confessions. That's the kind of crap that I'm talking about. That's just, listen. That story is just unbelievable. I wanted to address it because, listen, I want y'all to get a full picture of what kind of activity we have going on in this country while the people are suffering. As the people suffer. And this is just greed. Do you understand what I'm saying? This man, as was said, you talk about endorsements, you talking about the millions that you've made over the span of time of your career. This is just greed. Greed at its finest. Cassandra said he wore Wranglers for a reason because he was wrangling the poor. Oh my God. And this is a thing that I want to ask. Now you want to get the lowly person that you claim is pushing weed and put them in jail from now until Jesus comes. And then you get this man and his cohorts that have literally stolen hundreds of millions of dollars from poor people. And this man is still walking free as a bird. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? The United States of America. That's where we do it at. So greed is at the root. It is all day long, not your average guy. We can't feed the homeless on the streets here anymore, but they found out that paying utilities and mortgages for people in the board. Come on, Michelle. It's hypocrisy. It's a farce. And at the end of the day, what we are subjecting to our homeless communities, what we are subjecting the poorest of the poor to, and then not only will we allow them to live in insufferable conditions, we'll allow egregious things like this to happen, where somebody that is filthy rich already is siphoning off the money that's intended for them. I just cannot. Come on, King Coogee, wearing Wranglers because he. Ooh, come on, King Coogee. I hear you talking. Y'all talking over here. This is all kind of fraud and hate crime on black folks. How much time he gonna spend in jail in his cohorts? None. We already know, Tall Pumps. None. He's not gonna spend 1 minute in jail. He's not. And if this isn't crime, explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. And still, cities still don't have clean water. Do you understand the words coming out of our mouth? One reason. Cities still don't. Now that's dastardly. And you feel a cussing spirit, Royal Confession. If you didn't know, now you know. I just wanted to expose this joker and his Wranglers. This is what this man has done and is doing. And y'all want to make him a little darling of the people. He ain't nobody's darling. He's a fraud and a thief. And the man needs to go to jail, him and all his cohorts. And I said what I said. This is Yes You O Cube. And y'all know how we do it in here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tiz. Yes, I do. Nope, his PR team take the L more than him. I got you on that. King Coogee. And the world just keeps right on ticking. The world just keeps right on going and moving forward like nothing is going on. I definitely. Now, this I put in, I don't know what day it was, but Mississippi, M.I. crooked letter. Listen, Mississippi, of all states where these people struggle for life and existence, many of them below poverty level, and for this to happen and nothing really tangibly being done about it. Listen, I wanted to talk about that this morning before we get up out of here, so you know and you are aware why the poorest of the poor have been robbed by Brett Favre and his cohorts, and nothing is happening to them. This is just egregious. So there we go. Darling, your aspirin. He needs to experience what the people out here struggling feel. He wouldn't survive, not in a heartbeat, Mac TTF. He's privileged, he's entitled, he has no idea, and quite frankly, he doesn't care. He does not care. He doesn't care who is left suffering from his actions, and he's already filthy rich. I'm telling you, this is American greed. And there you have it. Now, I'm done with that because I really wanted to talk about, this is just my own personal reflection today, you all. So I appreciate you being in here. So you're going to get an opportunity to just hear me talk about my own personal reflection. I want to say thank you to God for the place and the space that I am right now. Cassandra said, "Oh my God, those dastardly Diablo dasters." I love it. I want to thank God for the space and the place that I am. And I just, listen, today, I just want to reflect. I got up this morning feeling so much peace in my heart, so much peace in my mind. And I want to share, because I hope this will bless somebody on your journey. I am so thankful to God, because let me just kind of give you a little bit of background without going into a whole lot of who shot John. But, I taught on Sunday, and I appreciated one reason he gave me the subject and the title to the sermon. Don't let your weight become a weight. Don't let your WAIT become a WEIGHT. Don't let your weight, WAIT, become a weight, WEIGHT. Don't let your weight become a weight. And so ultimately, I can definitely give testimony to a vision that God gave me years ago. As a child, I would even say it started formulating down in my shando. And as life has unfolded for me on this journey, I've had opportunities to share it with some. I've seen some take the vision, run with it, try to imitate it, whatever the case may be, roll it out in some format. But I still haven't seen the vision of what I saw, and it's yet to come, and it shall speak. The vision is for an appointed time, and it shall speak. I believe that. I just want to talk this morning because there is, as we're talking about all this other stuff that's going on, some of what God has given me is a means by which I believe many of you and myself together, and others that will come, and others that are out there, many of us are called to change these kind of stories that we come in here and talk about on a daily. I believe that with all my heart. We are called to come in here and really bring a difference to this scenario, so that we can see the world in a different way. I know some of y'all just waiting on the rapture to come, and y'all just waiting for every dastardly thing and every negative thing and every horrendous thing under the sun. I'm gonna tell you, without getting into my theology, I see a new heaven and a new earth coming down. So, I'm not gonna go a whole lot of places there, but I see a new heaven and a new earth. And it's not just the heaven that y'all waiting for, New Jerusalem over there. There are things that I believe that, number one, I'm setting and being used to set the stage for the triumphant return for those of y'all that want to go there. I believe this second return is going to be in triumph, not in cowering down and, oh my God, it's so bad, it's so hopeless, it's so negative. Beam me up, Scotty. If that's your belief and that's your existence, I respect that. That's not my personal. So at the end of the day, I believe that I am an ambassador in this earth to set the stage, to make it a triumphant one, so that the return is one of triumph and not one of everything's hopeless, everything's lost. Please come back and beam us up. So that being said, I genuinely believe that there is a purpose for so many of our lives for such a time as this, when it looks like everything is so negative and it looks like everything is so in a state of shambles. But God, they came out some years ago with that statement, but God. I feel like this is a but God moment. This is a but God time. This is a but God turnaround season. And that being said, I believe I'm a part of that season. I believe that many of you that are here listening and coming in and spending your time on a regular, I appreciate you. Whether it's, I have those that, I get out and I hear people say it, could it be? Okay, if it's here because of could it be and the laughter and all of that, that's fine and good. But at the same time, I hope and pray that there are nuggets and jewels and gems that you're walking away with, not just a hee and a kiki and a hyped up, man, it happened again. Because listen, I'm tired of telling the same story and just changing the names. I want that to stop. I believe that we can stop that. I believe that we can make it happen. And I believe that I was brought to the kingdom for such a time as this. Y'all can go to the gallows and hang if you want to. I believe I was brought to the kingdom for such a time as this, and I'm here. It started in childhood. And I have to say this, God always blesses me to be around such beautiful and awesome people. I look at, number one, my parents. I praise God. I'm so appreciative to the parents that I had. And I said, listen, my mother's name was Anna. And I'm going to say this, even the transplanting and the relocating me to a city called Anna after my mother's demise, to me, is almost prophetic in and of itself. It's like nobody could have raised me but John and Anna. Nobody else. That's why I was born and birthed to them. Nobody else could have raised me but those two individuals. But straight up. Nobody else could have done it, because, baby, I'm something to handle. So at the end of the day, then I have sisters, BTD Mom, SK8843. God put, and they are both so wise and so intelligent in their own rights. And I feel like they have covered me from day one. It's like so many times when people in, especially childhood, would talk about different achievements and accomplishments that I had made. A lot of that was because my sisters had taught me. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? My sisters had taken the time to sit down with me, and when they were learning something, they were teaching me what they were learning, so that when I got to school, so much of what I already knew and was able to do without any struggle at all was because my sisters had already taught me. And so they have carried and covered me and been a blessing to me with their own genius selves. It's a gifting. My BTD Mom has been gifted with the ability to teach children ever since she was a child, because she taught myself and my sister. So it's one of those where I just right now today, I feel so confident, and I feel so comfortably relaxed in my calling. I feel so comfortably relaxed in what it is I'm put here on this earth to do. And I want to share this with you because I want you to become very comfortable and relaxed in who you are, why you're here, and what you're put here to do. And you're going to get it done. You're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. Come on here, One Reason. We're going to get it done. So I'm looking, and then I look at, man, I cannot tell you enough when I talk about the Rebel Inc. and the blessing that she has been in my life. The Rebel Inc. came to me as a musician in a group that I was directing at my ministry. I had a group that we went out and traveled, and the Rebel came to me from someone that I knew, and at the end of the day, to make a long story short, almost fresh out of high school, graduating. And when I tell you, this child has stood by me and stuck with me the whole entire journey that I have had. Once she showed up, she never left, and she has just been a godsend. And so, even as I was talking about how, hey, MCP 812, those cousins, and like I said, I don't have that testimony that a lot of y'all talk about. You know, don't expect your family this, don't trust your family. I don't have that testimony because, listen, whatever I was doing and wherever I was doing it at, they would be the first ones roll out, sign up, and pay full price. Ain't never not one a time came to me and been like, hey, I need to hook up. None of the baby. If literally, if I put $1,000 on it, they paid $1,000. You understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? It was no questions asked. Boom, they be the first. Boom, there it is. So MCP 812, my cousin Linda, Marvin, you know, this has been my experience. Jonna CPW, Royal Confessions. Man, Royal Confessions can think of something that you know, do you need this? Can you use that? And boom, I'll look up and there it is in the mail. Like, you know, this has been the support. Today I woke up and I said, I'm in good hands. I'm in good hands. And the reason why I say that is because as I've journeyed on, and yes, I've had the weight and the weight. Don't let that weight, W-A-I-T, don't let that weight become a W-E-I-G-H-T. So, as I've journeyed on, and I hope this helps somebody in your journey, because many of you may find yourselves parallel to the story that I'm telling today, and I want you to be encouraged. But I also understood I had to, let me tell this as well. I told you all, Fairly All Day, and I'm gonna just call her by name, because listen, I'm not trying to talk around in circles and beat around, but I'm just calling folk by name, because these folks are blessings to me. Do you understand the words that are? These are angels. Dr. Dady Priest, these are angels in my life, and this, when I talk about King Coogee, this brother, I didn't know him from Adam, and he was one of the first people. I'm talking about when my stream was like 3 people in it, 4 people in it, and that was a long time, cheering. That wasn't just for a minute. And that 3 people was BTE Mom, SK80, y'all ain't buying what I'm saying, Rebel, and King Coogee. And ain't no shame in my game, because listen, I understand. I don't despise the day of small things, as some people would call small, because even that wasn't small. If it was just 3 or 4 that came every time to support and say, hey, we're here, Johnny CPW, World Confessions, they were there. You understand? But at the end of the day, it's like I talked on the other week about angels. Be careful how you entertain angels, because some of you are entertaining angels unawares. When I tell you, Fairly All Day, you hear me say my dearest friend, but this so dear to my heart. I'm telling you, it's like I told her yesterday, it's like somebody just carved out a piece of my heart and she fit right in it. Just boom, fit. The reality of an angel appearing, and I told y'all, you are stardust wrapped in human flesh. You'll receive angels ascending and descending, angels coming and going. I hope y'all can understand what I'm saying. And some, if you can't comprehend the ideas of what I'm saying, chew on it, come back, and you can even call me. I don't care. But for somebody, this is for you. So I preached that sermon, and then got to connect. She was doing a follow-up on something that I had done regarding something else, and then followed that up with, okay, we need to carve out some time because we're going to talk. Now, when I tell you, of all people that I really, really, really wanted to work with, when I tell you that God will give you the desires of your heart, somebody that I really, really, really wanted to work with, but my mind was that I can't, from all realistic standpoints, I can't afford her. But at the same time, I really, this is somebody I really want to work with. Now, not because she quoted me some price and it was out of my range. She didn't even know. This is just in my mind. I'm just thinking, because I'm not that one, give me the hookup either. I whatever I have, what can I share? What can I give? But if you got a price, one of my very best friends was my beautician, and she will tell you, not for 30-something odd years did I get in her chair asking for a hookup. Because listen, our friendship has nothing to do with your business. So at the end of the day, Fairly All Day made a connection with me on the other week. And my God, so we made that connection on yesterday. And I'm not going through the mechanics and the details of what that conversation was, but I just want to give an overview, because I hope this will help you in your journey and as you journey on. Number one, when your angel shows up, identify them. Okay. When your angels, and it's not just going to be one, but when your angels show up, again, be careful how you entertain angels, because strangers, because some of you are entertaining angels unaware. We have had this camaraderie. We've had this friendship. We've had this connection for some time on the internet. But then as God is bringing it into a whole different place for a whole different season, for a whole different purpose, it morphs into, yes, I can see at this point, God sent me an angel. So as we were having conversation, this is some reality, and I want to share this with you. When your angels show up, identify them and give them the honor and the respect and the time, what I want to say, the acknowledgement that they're due. Because number one, appreciate. Don't slap your gift horse in the mouth. Now, I'm glad Tyrone's not here today because he'd be like, what does that mean? Don't slap your gift horse in the mouth. God, when he sends your angel, do not mishandle, do not abuse, do not take advantage of, do not come unprepared, do not handle your business with the same value of what has been given to you. You understand what I handle it with the same that has been given to you. When you've been given something of great value, treat it with great value, honor it with great value, handle it with great value. Now, understand this. So this has been a vision and a dream that I've had since childhood. I've carried it. I've shared it nominally here and there, minimally rather. And I've seen people that I've shared it with go out and try to replicate it and do it on their own. And I've seen some pieces of it, but I still, as I said, haven't seen what God showed me. So at the end of the day, I'm like constantly continuing to walk this journey out. And I said in the sermon on Sunday, don't be hard on yourselves. Give yourself some grace. If somewhere along the road you got discouraged, if somewhere along the road you started to question yourself, if somewhere along the road you started wondering, is it going to really happen for me? Because I use the example of, think about 40 years wandering in the wilderness, 40 years. Now, everybody that's under the sound of my voice, subtract 40 years from your age right now. For me, that would be 18, almost 19. So figure if from 19 till today, you were wandering around in the wilderness like the children of Israel. Get off their backs when you want to start talking about it. And they start murmuring and they started complaining. Now, again, subtract 40 years from your life right now. And whatever that age is till today, that's how long they wandered in the wilderness. When you get the full impact of what length of time that was, some of y'all gonna have some grace and mercy on the children of Israel, because that's a long time, folk. That's a long time from 18 to today, just wandering in the wilderness every day, moving every single day. I don't want to move no more. I really don't. But moving every day and eating the same food every day. Y'all, come on now. So this, I'm saying to you, give yourself some grace and some mercy, because discouragement is going to come. Disillusionment is going to come. But don't let that weight, come on, one reason. Don't let that weight, W-A-I-T, become a weight, W-E-I-G-H-T, because there's process that's happening in that time. And even that, as Fairly All Day was sharing on yesterday, certain things my ears pick up and latch onto because it resonates with my spirit. And it's like ding, 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 ding. So you got to honor and reverence what God sends to you, and don't waste people's time. Don't waste your angel's time. OK, can I say that to you like that? Don't waste your angel's time. Time is a commodity that you can never get back. So as I did and as we talked, it became apparent to me so many things after I laid out and rolled out. This is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. Da, 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 da. It became apparent to me, and I hope you all can hear this for those that can receive it. It became apparent to me that there was still some old residue from old stuff. And I don't mean just negative. Now, there is some negative. I'm not going to play with that. Let me go there first. Let me go there with the grasshopper complex that we talked about on Sunday, where you're still not seeing yourself for who you are. You're not seeing yourself in your fullest potential. Any residue of that's still hanging on, you got to deal with that, baby. And that's why they wandered in the wilderness, till all of that grasshopper complex, all of that grasshopper mentality died out there in the wilderness because that couldn't go over into the promised land. And so even with that, let's deal with the idea of transparency. With my angel in the area that I needed to be transparent, baby, tell the truth and shame the devil. Y'all stop trying to pretend and act and be something and be someplace that you're not. If you're in a state right here, say, I'm in a state right here. It's that same idea. I believe, help my unbelief. I got belief for that, but there's unbelief for this over here. Don't be talking about I believe all the way across the board. No, there's still some unbelief regarding this and that. So quit lying. When your angel shows up, deal in truth. Am I talking to anybody? So I had to deal with the transparency component because as I was talking and as I was going, now mind you, our interaction has always been her listening to me talk on the stream, right? But understand, I'm not here perpetrating a fraud, but at the same time, I still have stuff that I'm working through too. So we can't pretend like I have arrived. I'm arriving. And that's the thing I like about it's happening, ing, because that ing means it's a continual process. It's not done. It's not completed. It's happening. It's continuing. And the process is ongoing. That ing says it's in process. It's happening. So be truthful with where you are in your process and don't play games. Don't play games with yourself and don't play games with your angel. Now, the next thing I really wanted to come to though, and this was huge. This was a place. Good morning, one and only Mrs. Cox. Come on in here. So much love to you, my friend. Mad love to you. Now, this is what I also had grace for myself. I had grace for myself because this journey's been since my childhood. It didn't just start. It didn't for anybody that thinks, oh, she came on and baby, this has been the vision from day one. And anybody that knows me and talks to you, they will tell you I've been talking this vision from day one. Now, what was beautiful though, and this is what I want you all to get. Today I woke up this morning. I've been working since literally on the computer working since about 3:30 this morning, and I feel good. I feel refreshed. I'm an early bird, so it's been great time for me. I tell you, I woke up this morning feeling refreshed and I had peace. And you know why I had peace? Because after I hung up that phone and after we had our conversation, and I took a good chunk of Fairly All Day's time, and guess what? She was patient. She was kind. She was loving. She was attentive. When you come to your angels, you won't have this sense of uneasiness and dis-ease. When you come to those that are for you and with you, it will bring about a place of peace in your spirit, peace in your mind, peace in your emotions. I don't have this is the peace that I have this morning. I don't have a sense of looking for people to stab me in my back. And please hear me when I said I was in places at times when some of the people closest to me, I had to keep my eyes on them because I know they had a dagger in hand ready to stab me in my back the minute I turned around. That is not the most comfortable place to be, but I was aware. I was aware of the space and the place that I was in, but I had to be alert. I had to be aware because at the end of the day, I know that there are daggers in the midst. But when you come into your space, and it comes to a point of building your team, there's a point where you know there are folk that are hanging around you. They are not on your team. They are not for you. They are not with you. As a matter of fact, sometimes they're jealous of you. Sometimes they're trying to imitate you. Sometimes they want to be you, rebel. Sometimes they want to be you. And they'll do everything they can in their power to try to steal your steelo. Is that the way you said it, rebel? They try to steal your steelo. But at the end of the day, You understand, those are not people that are in my and on my team. When you get in the midst of your team, I want you to understand you will find rest and peace for your soul. Because you know what? When I woke up this morning, one thing that I knew, I'm in good hands. The people that I'm surrounded by, whether it's a Dr. Dady Priest, whether it's a Fairly All Day, whether it's a One Reason and a Rebel, whether it's my sister's BTD Mom and SK 8843, whether it's my sister cousin MCP 812, whether it's those of you here, Kai Chick, and all of you that come in here. I mean, I could go one by one and name by name, Dindar, everybody that's in here, for real, those of y'all that come every day to the Lion's Den. Y'all are my peeps, and I'm in good hands. I'm not sitting up worried. I'm not looking over my shoulder. I'm not trying to see who got a weapon waiting to strike and hit. Baby, I'm in good hands. When I woke up this morning, you know what? I felt that peace down in my shondo. And I also knew not only am I in good hands, the vision that I've seen is about to happen because I'm finally in position. Am I talking to anybody? The people that surround me, the people that I have really come into being a part of what this is about. And as I continue even from there to identify even further the team, the people that are in my world, I have perfect peace because at the end of the day, I'm in good hands and I know this is about to happen. I know this ain't no pipe dream. I know this isn't a vision that I've been pregnant with all this time, but it's going to be aborted. No, it shall not be aborted. The vision shall speak and it will come to pass. I feel good today because I'm like, finally, I can breathe a sigh of relief and take a breath of fresh air because I'm in good hands and this is happening. This is to the fullness. And even after I finished talking, she said, "Woo, this is big." And she said, "But you know what?" She said, "I know that it's God because if it wasn't too big, then I would know it wasn't God. And at the end of the day, this is so big, I know it's God." Am I talking to anybody this morning? I know it's God. This vision is so big. I know it's God. But I woke up with peace because I knew down in my shondo, I'm in good hands. I mean, really, I just stopped and I started reflecting. I said, man, and the beauty of always being placed with people that were smarter and more experienced than I was, whether it was my two sisters from childhood, my parents and what they could bring to the table to me. And listen, they weren't perfect, but they deposited richness in my life that I couldn't have traded for anything. That's why God gave me to them. That's why God gave me to those two individuals. Nobody else could have raised a spiritual thought leader. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. When I look at, yes, my siblings and always having those that are genius and experienced constantly pouring into me. When I look at, oh my God, I'm telling you, I have peace and I have a clarity in my spirit that it's happening. And y'all get ready because this right here that's getting ready to happen, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, it has not even entered into our hearts the good things that are about to break off and jump off right about now because we are under an open heaven. And I'm one of those ambassadors that has been called to prepare the way so that it can be a triumphal entry and not one we about to lose, we about to go under, we weak, broke, busted, and disgusted and on our way out. No, we are here to prepare a triumphant, do you hear me? Triumphant return. I hope y'all hear me talking today. Because, baby, I feel so confident. Come on in here, Risky Ringo. So glad to have you this morning. I feel a confidence down in my shondo that this is the season that we've been talking it. But the key, manifestation. Manifest. And I decree and declare everybody in here, manifest. Shelly Thunder, manifest. Woo! This is no accident, y'all. But I do want to say this, and this even gave me a peace as well. So now let me tell you about, I'm over, y'all. I done went over the time, Lord Jesus, but that's okay. I just want to, I got to go here. I do want to go here. Y'all forgive me for going over. And those of you that have to go, I understand. But listen, I want you to hear me when I say this. So Fairly All Day, she was looking at my wares, and she's so, so precious. How many of you know, listen, when it talks about a tender reed, he would not bruise. A tender reed, he would not bruise. And was talking about Jesus. I want y'all to understand, this is when you know that you in your place of the anointed and your angel. A tender reed, she would not bruise. You understand? So she was looking at my wares, and there was a situation and a scenario. And it was what she wasn't saying. And it was how she wasn't saying it. And so when I picked up, and she probably cracking up if she's listening to me right now, she picked up that I picked up what she wasn't saying. And I picked up the way that she was selectively and very carefully choosing her words not to bruise me. You hear what I'm saying? She was very selective and very cautious and careful in how to choose her words not to bruise me. Now, that's when you got folks that love you. You understand? That's when you got folks. That's when your angels come, because they're not going to break you down so they can tear you back up. And so as my third eye perceived, this ain't flying with her. This is not flying with her at all. So I just addressed it. And I think I almost heard a sigh of relief. And I told her, I hear what you're not saying. I heard what she wasn't saying, but she was. And so at the end of the day, she shared, and she said, "Ooh!" She said, and so finally, once I released her from that trick bag by acknowledging the issue myself, because y'all need wise folks. That's why I tell you, somebody that's smarter and more experienced and wiser than you to help you along the journey. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. And that has nothing to do with age or this or that and the other. But I'm just talking about just the realities. When I shared with you about my little cousin who was like, I want you to, she started talking about build your team. If I told her, I was in corporate management in the 90s, but this is 2022. What would you tell me now? She said, build your team. Build a team that you can take with you anywhere. If you go in this arena, they'll go with you there. If you go in that arena, build your team. I'm taking knowledge and understanding from everywhere I can get it. So as she finally was released, she was like, whoo, because what we ain't gonna do. And I'm gonna tell you what, that was a release and a blessing. Hear me. And so when I say that, when your angels are giving you good, sound, loving, valid instruction and critique and criticism, take it. Don't be sitting up here. I know. Sierra Pack 5, come on in here and good morning to you. Thank you for coming in the room. When your angels are talking and sharing and speaking into you and giving correction and giving instruction, get your prideful self, and there wasn't no pride to be had, because I don't roll like that anyway. But I'm just talking about how many times and how many scenarios your angel comes and you're too pride to receive it. or you're too proud to receive it, or you take it as a personal attack and a personal assault. It's not a personal attack. It's not a personal assault against your person. They want the best for you. They want you to be your absolute optimum best. Take that instruction in love and move yourself in the direction of correction. Did I say a word right there? Move yourself in the direction of correction. Because the correction is coming from a space and a place of love. When I tell you a bruised reed, she wasn't going to wound. Baby didn't open her mouth and say a word. I could tell something in her shondo was like, no ma'am, but she would not. But baby, her nonverbal said it loud enough. Am I talking to any? This woman really needs to open her own consulting business for real. Her nonverbal said it loudly enough. She didn't need to say a word. I heard. Dun, 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 dun. Listen, I heard exactly what she said, and I didn't have to hear it through the grapevine. And she said it without saying it. And in the words of Legendary, she did what needed to be done. Am I talking to anybody in here? So at the end of the day, after I processed that thing, after we got off the phone, I processed that thing. I went over my notes. I looked at the instructions. I looked at the points of clarification. I looked at everything that she had poured into me, and I reviewed it, and I reviewed it, and I reviewed it again, and I reviewed it, and I reviewed it. And I'm talking about good stuff, y'all. I reviewed it, and I did. This woman is a genius. I reviewed it, and I reviewed it, and I reviewed it again. And two things came out of that. I'm telling you that I knew I was in good hands, that the angel that the Lord sent to me and the angels that the Lord has placed in my life, all of you, all of them, I'm telling you, I'm in good hands. And so I know I'm well able. We are well able to possess the land. Y'all hear me? We are well able to possess the land. We're in good hands. Listen, just from the caliber and quality of people that God has attached and assembled here, we are in good hands. Do y'all hear me? We are in good hands. And come on in here, Crystal Meth. So much method, so much love to you, so much love to you. Listen, these angels, I'm telling you, your angels are coming. Your angels are coming. And this is what I had to do. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out. So what I had to do, there was a certain element that really had made everything disjointed. And so, you know, she just spoke directly to that. She didn't know all the pieces in the background and all of that. And I didn't drag her through all of that. But I knew there was a certain element that I started with, and I just been modifying that same thing over time. Just that same thing over time. Just modifying that same thing over time. Same thing. Add to it. Whatever. As I spoke, as she spoke into me, can I put it like that? As she spoke into me, what I understood was that I had been carrying, and it represents the very onset of this, which probably I started in 1998-ish, 1998. And I've had some element of it dragging around the whole time. What I realized was this: that needs to be completely shut down and birth the fresh, brand new. Just start brand new. Stop trying to patch up. Stop trying to fix up. It's a relic, and it no longer serves this time and this purpose. It has served its purpose, but it no longer serves this time and this purpose. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so when I saw that for what it was, and that's why I said about 3:30 this morning, I got up and I started working on it. When I saw it for what it was, and I understood the assignment, that's got to go. That's got to go, because number one, it's causing everything to be disjointed. As she said, it's got to have continuity. I got to see it. I got to feel it. I got to sense it. It's got to be throughout. I mean, just bam. And Everything that she said was absolutely on point. The reality was I was still trying to nurse that old, unusable, obsolete model into my new existence. Did y'all understand what I'm saying? I was still trying to nurse that old, obsolete, unusable model from my past. It was a relic. It is a relic, but it cannot bring me into the promised land. I hope y'all hearing what I'm saying. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And once I knew that it could not go into the promised land, we're done. I appreciate you. I bid you farewell and Godspeed, because you can't go with me over into the promised land. And there is where I started this morning from. And when I started, I felt like 500 pounds lifted off my shoulders. I hope y'all hear me. I felt like 500 pounds lifted off my shoulders. And so ultimately, I hope that you can, because somebody needs to hear that word. That old relic that has served you all through the vision to this point, it cannot take you into the promised land. Hear me. Whatever it is, and I don't know what it is for you. I don't know what that something is or what it might be. And if this is for you, you might be sitting there saying, this has absolutely nothing to do where I am in my space and place and time right now. That's okay. But if this is you, whatever it is, I want you to recognize it as the relic that it is. Appreciate it for where it has brought you to this point. But to try and continue on with it throws everything else out of sync. I'm going to say that one more time. To try to continue on with it from this point moving forward throws everything else out of sync. And so I don't know what that it is for you. But as you're moving now into this new space and this new place, as all of that grasshopper complex has died out in the wilderness, and now as you're coming into new methods, new spaces, new places, new ideas, new whatever, trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Because it's happening and we're going to get there. It's happening, but ing is that continual. It's not ended. It's not past tense. It's happening. It's going on now and it will continue to go on. I want you all to embrace this new space. One reason I'm always coming back to you, and I know you may have needed to go on, and I know you how you do. You'll be someplace else and here at the same time. But some of y'all, Shelly Thunder, Rebel Inc., Crazy Berrytown, come on, Dr. Dady, so many of you all, and you all are angels in my life. Each of you, you guys are angels in my life. But I'm telling you, fairly all day, I'm telling what God loves, and it's the truth. You can't carry old into the new. You can't take that new wine and put it in old skins, Shelly Thunder. You can't take this new wine and put it in the new skins, or the skins are going to break. It can't contain it. It can't hold it. So at this point, MCP 812, at this point, it's time for us to understand we're walking in. We ain't talking about it no more. We're walking into the promised land that has been promised to us from the beginning. We're moving into that space and place. Behold, we're doing a new thing now. Come on, as directed by our boss energy, it creates through spirits to manifest in this space. You better speak, Cassandra Woke. You better speak. Behold, we are doing new things as directed by our boss energy, creates through the spirits to manifest in this space, in this space. in this space. When that stops working, come on here, Crystal Method. When that stops working, leave it. Don't be trying to drag it in. Don't try to modify it. Don't try to give it another little facelift and another twist. Leave that stuff alone and move into the new. So at the end of the day, come on here, One Reason. This season right now, Bishop, oh my God, I'm trying to stay focused because I almost feel like a prophetic unction that's trying to really break loose and break out on the people. But listen, MCP 812, those of you that are under my voice, Crystal Method, oh my God, Fairly All Day, this right now, we are walking into the we're walking into the promised land. Hear me? Hey, my God. We are walking. Listen, we've been in the wilderness long enough. And when I tell you, as we lay aside every weight, as we lay aside everything from that old space, from that old mindset, from that old energy, from that old frequency, as we elevate, are you hearing me? As we elevate, as we go into the next and go into the new, go into the now it shall speak. Now it shall spring forth. Now it shall spring forth. Now it shall spring forth. Behold, I do a new thing now. Now it shall spring forth. Behold, Behold, I do a new thing now, and now it shall spring forth. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Michelle, it's time to move. Yeah, it's time to move. Oh, it's time to move. Am I talking to anybody? My. Yes, sir. Woo, it's time to move. Come on, it's that old attitude. Come on, I hear you, One Reason. It's time to move. It's time to move, sir. The hand of the Lord is on you. Your time and your season, it's now. Behold, I do a new thing now. Behold, I do a new thing now. Yeah, behold, I do a new thing now. My God, yeah. Behold, I do a new thing now. It shall spring forth. I say, behold, I do a new thing now. Am I talking to anybody? Now it shall spring forth. Now it shall spring forth. Now it shall come to pass. Now it shall be. Am I talking to anybody in here? Woo, my God. Woo. You remain for a purpose, a now purpose. Come on here, Raw Confessions. Now. Yes, yes, now. Hey. My God. Woo. Ooh, because there is greatness in you. Every one of you that are here, there is greatness in you. You're not here by accident nor by happenstance. You are here and it's a divine assignment and divine purpose. You are here, and even those of you that are drawn here daily, that purpose is because even now as you move forth and you're listening to my words, there is a total elevation. And look, I want you to understand, there is a lifting, there is a coming forth, there is a coming out. There is that God had designed from the foundation of the world, and the season and the purpose and the design is now. It shall spring forth. Am I talking to anybody? Woo, Now, you wondering why you roll out of the bed and come over to this channel, even times when you don't feel like getting up. Oh, but there's a reason. Oh my God, there's a reason. Ooh, a new thing now, Fairly. A new thing renewed mind and moving forward. A new thing now. My God. Woo. Z Lady C, come on in here. Morning to you. Only one mix. Now. Shut up. Now. I'm telling you now. Ooh, it's divine. It's divine. It's divine. It's a divine now. It's a divine now. It's a divine now. Ooh, my God. I feel the anointing in this place. Oh, my. It's happening, y'all. It's happening. Ooh, my God, today. Oh, it's God's love for us. Mac TTF, let me tell you, and that's the thing that I felt and the peace that came over me this morning. Number one, when I saw the good hands, when I looked back and just reflected over these beautiful, awesome people that God has put in my life, and I knew I was in such good hands. I saw the love of God, and I saw the power of God standing with me, saying, I'm with you in all your ways to keep you. And I began to understand, baby, I've been surrounded, I've been undergirded, I've been supported. I have come for such a time as this. We've been brought into the kingdom. Woo! Come on with that mental upgrade, different mindset, Royal Confessions. You better talk to me in here. This is what is going on in the gosh. I want you to understand we're coming back in. We're coming back into the new thing that God has done. Oh my God. Yes, woo. My. Ooh, let me come on. I'm trying to. I say, ooh, right now, Michelle. It's the right now. It's the divine now. I'm living in the divine now. I'm living in the divine now. My God. Ooh. Am I talking to anybody in here? Ooh. And that's why I said I didn't come in to chit chat about a whole lot of who shot John and this and that. I just wanted to come in and talk and share that, because that is in my shando. It's our time. It's our time. And we are under an open heaven, and your angels are coming. I saw somebody say it earlier. I need angels like that. Baby, I just want you to know your angels are on the way. Your angels are on the way. Be careful how you entertain strangers, because some of those strangers are going to be your angels unaware. Ooh. Ooh, I'm just, yes, ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. Ooh, my God. Ooh, my God. Ooh. Ooh. And so many of you all, I see your future. I see your futures. I see your futures. I see the great things, mighty things, marvelous things that God has in store for you in the divine now. In the divine now. In the divine now, fairly all day. In the divine now. My God. It's done, Rebel. It's done. Hey! It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Come on here, Royal Confessions. We've had brain surgery. God is showing you. come into a new day called free. Come on, girl. Ooh, my. Dr. Dady, it's a paradigm shift. I wrote a song called Paradigm Shift. Coming to the new dimension. Turn the key to your mind. Ooh, you just reminded me of that. Paradigm shift. It's a paradigm shift. Knowledge, visions, new inventions. Release your mind. Step out the box. You took me right on back to that song. I ain't even, nobody's heard it, I think, but Rebel. Walk into the new dimension. Turn the key to your mind. Knowledge, wisdom, new inventions. Release your mind. Step out the box. Paradigm shift. Paradigm shift. Ooh, Dr. Dady, it's been so long since I wrote that song. I had to pull them words out of my cobwebs. But honey, walk into this new dimension. Turn the key to your mind. Knowledge, wisdom, new inventions. Release your mind. Step out the box. Paradigm shift. Paradigm shift. Paradigm shift. You got that song, the melody of that song running through my head, Dr. Dady. Paradigm shift. Oh, my Lord, Fairly. My Lord, my Lord. You're excited about the divine now, Michelle. It's happening. The divine now. The divine now. The divine now. And the glory of the Lord is filling the temple. And the glory of the Lord is filling the temple. Well, it's 9:30 on the dot, y'all. Whew, because I'm still full. I could just keep on going, Sierra Pack 5. I hope that this has blessed you. Thank you for those of you that stayed. I know some had to go, but for those of you that stayed, I had to release myself. I had to release this into the atmosphere. I'm so grateful for the peace. I'm so grateful for the love and the joy that I feel. It's happening, y'all. It's happening, and it's a paradigm shift. With that, I'm going to let you go. Fairly all day, I can't thank you enough. I cannot say thank you enough. Thank you for being obedient, and I appreciate you, Angel. I appreciate you. And all of you that are my angels. And I said, I appreciate you all. I thank you. I look around and I see what God has surrounded me with and who I'm surrounded by. And I know God loves me. I know God loves me. And I know God has equipped us to do this. We're able, we're well able to possess the land. We are well able to possess the land.
Oh, I feel for my brother.
Ooh. Ooh, I feel for my brother. Oh my God. Ooh.
You know, a lot of my brothers are dead and gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing
We are well able. We are well able.
bless you, 'cause
We are well able. We are well able.
At the end of the
We're
day,
well able to possess the
don't
land.
forget about
This has been another day. Oh, yes, you. O-Cube, just one-on-one, me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and it's another day in paradise. Oh, think twice. It's another day in paradise. Y'all better ask somebody. Whew. Listen, y'all can follow me. I'm out there, y'all. I'm out there. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, Discord, and more, y'all. I'm just out there, and you're going to see so much more of us as we come out and relaunch. There's a relaunch that's happening, y'all. Our mantra, we don't have a spirit of fear. We don't have a spirit of intimidation. We have power. We have love. We have a sound mind. And our mantra is, I am all powerful in love. And listen, we're not just talking about change, but we're going to be the change that we want to see. And we're not in this thing alone. It's us, you, me, we all. Because this pride, this Pride, this Pride Alliance is relentless. You're going to hear us roar. I promise you. It's us, you, me, we all. Thank you to everybody that's come in today. I want y'all to know I love you. For those of you that were lurking and working, I love you. I appreciate everybody that has come in the midst. You are so beautiful to me. Now, copy that raid message, because we're going to go somewhere and share some love with somebody else. This is not the den of iniquity. Let me get myself together. This is the den of activity. And the line support has been great in here today. Our moderators, the Rebel Inc., Michelle Browno, Shelly Thunder. Listen, they are our blessed Trinity. Come on for that resub, King Coogee. I appreciate you, sir. So much mad love coming to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all of you, my brothers and sisters and my fellow lions in the lion's den. Whew. I love you. I love you. I love you. And listen, we'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, you know how we tell it in here. Do what you love and love what you do. And peace for your journey. Copy this raid message and ride over with us. Mad love to you.
I miss you, man. Oh, I feel for my brother. You're my brother. I feel for my brother. Oh, no, no. Feel for my brother. I wanna go home. I feel for my brother. I won't forget you, no. I feel for my brother. I feel for my brother. I feel for my brother.
Everyone have an amazing day on purpose.